In this video, I'm going to be building the best possible value team right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. If you guys don't know what I mean by a value card, is going to be for how much MT they go for and how well they do play in game. So for example, of a really good value card is going to be our starting shooting guard, which is going to be Dark Matter AK. He's only about 60,000 MT, 65k, and he's on the same level as a LeBron at shooting guard, a Carmelo. He can defend the guys like T-Mac, Terry Dishinger, Tim Thomas, all Michael Finley, all those high level offensive cards. You get extremely good value with Dark Matter AK because he's super cheap, or fairly cheap for how good he is. A bad value card might be a Kevin Durant or an invincible Kobe, even though Kobe's still a really good point guard, but he's gonna go for like over 500,000 MT, 600k because his name's Kobe. When at the starting point guard position, we got Luka here, who I think's a lot better than Kobe, or a decent amount better, and he's only about what, 200,000 MT. So that's kind of how I go off the value card, and this is just going to be a team full of the best value cards in my team to get extremely good value with every single card in this squad. So that's going to be our starting backcourt, and that is an amazing backcourt. Pairing Luka up with AK is so dominant because you got Luka, a 6'7" point guard, 6'8" wingspan. And we know Luka's still one of the best, if not the best, offensive point guard in the game, with the KPJ base, Rudy Gay upper on very quick timing. He's got the tray fade, tray dribble sigs. He can move really well. He's got great dunk packages, and all around, I would say Luka is probably a top 3 or 2 offensive point guard in the game. And then you got AK-47 at shooting guard, who's a 6'9" shooting guard. Holy voice crack. A 6'9" shooting guard, 7-foot wingspan. His defense is going to be top tier, one of the best defensive shooting guards in the game, with a 98 block, 98 steal, 98 perimeter, 98 interior defense. He's going to have tons of Hall of Fame defensive badges. He's got a really good jump shot as well, with the O'Shea base and the Miles Bridges upper on very quick timing. I still think is a great jump shot, super quick and very easy to time with. And then he's also got the tray fade and the tray dribble sig, so the same as Luka. Luka's gonna have the tray size up and the tray escape, and same thing with AK, and then they're both gonna have the tray fade. So Luka about 200,000 MT, AK only about 60k, so really good value between I would say really good value between our two cards in the backcourt. And then at the starting small forward position, I think you got to go Jonathan Isaac. He's now below 50,000 MT, and he's just continuing to drop in price. Like when he first came out, he was obviously like 100,000 MT plus, but now he's going down and down every single week, it feels like. He's 6'11" at small forward, 7'2" wingspan. He's still one of the best defenders in the game, with a 98 block, 97 steal, 97 perimeter, 97 interior defense. He's got he's got every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. He's really athletic. He can drive to the basket. He's still got a solid jump shot. His release is decent, like it's nothing crazy, but it's still a fairly decent jump shot. And then he also does have the tray size up and the John Wall escape. So I think you get some really good balance between Luka, AK, and Jonathan Isaac. I think you get that balance where you got great defense between AK and Jonathan Isaac. You can really clamp up on defense, and then you also got great offense with Luka Doncic really running the show on the offensive end. And then AK and Jonathan Isaac can still pitch in and score a little bit, and especially with our front court, we're going to have even more scoring. So at the starting power forward position is going to be Pink Diamond Taco. This card now on Xbox is only about 125 to 150,000 MT. That is crazy good value, like 150,000 MT or below for a 7'6" power forward, 8'2" wingspan. And you never know, maybe later today we get invincible Taco, or we get a new Taco Fall, and this card will go down even more in price. So I mean, just such a dominant card at the power forward position. He can defend super well on the interior. He's still one of the best mashers in the game, and still one of the tallest cards. So I think you got to put Taco Fall in this squad, and he's going to be our starting power forward. And then to pair up with Taco Fall, we got a really good offensive center card, and that's going to be Dark Matter Kristaps. But Kristaps in game is going to be playing more of our power forward position, because if we match up against a tall lineup, let's say we match up against Kristaps and Manute Bol, we're not going to have Kristaps guarding Manute and Taco guarding Kristaps. We're going to switch the matchups, and now Taco Fall's basically going to be playing our center position, guarding Manute Bol, and then Kristaps will guard the other person's power forward, whether it's a Dirk, another Kristaps, just any other power forward in the game. So essentially in game, this is what the lineup would look like. Kristaps around 200,000 MT, such a good value card for the power forward position. And then you got Taco Fall, only about 150k, and still one of the best paint defenders, best paint mashers, and one of the tallest cards in the game. So that starting lineup right there I think can honestly compete against any squad in the game. You can take any 5, the best starting 5 in the game, put it up against this team, and I think you have a chance to actually win. You know, I think you can compete with this starting lineup, and all of these cards do have extremely good value. Now, moving on to the bench, we still got some amazing cards coming off the bench. We got Dark Matter Ron Artest as our backup point guard. He's only now about 80,000 MT on Xbox. He's a 6'7" point guard, 6'10" wingspan, and still one of the best defensive point guards in the game. 98 block, 99 steal, 99 lateral quickness, 99 perimeter, 98 interior defense. He's got almost every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. He's still got a great jump shot with the Marco Fultz base, Rudy Gay upper on very quick timing. He's got great dribble sigs with the D Mitch size up, the tray escape, staying behind the back so he can score the ball. You know, pretty good sigs. He can move really well. And then also is one of the best defensive point guards for only about 80,000 MT, is really good value for Ron Artest. And then now listen to this. Our backup shooting guard coming off the bench is going to be Dark Matter T-Mac. You got T-Mac and Ron Artest on your bench in the backcourt. I mean, you can make a legit argument that they're better than AK and Luka. Now, I think the pairing of Luka and AK is a little bit better, but I think T-Mac's a better shooting guard than AK. And I think Ron Artest and Luka are pretty much on the same level. But the reason why I'm not doing this is because we just wouldn't have enough defense on the starting lineup with Luka, T-Mac, and Jonathan Isaac. I just don't feel like we'd have enough defense there. And then off the bench, I feel like we wouldn't have enough offense, right? Because our backup small forward is going to be Big Z, and he's not really a great scorer either. So off the bench, we wouldn't really have an offensive guy, a main ball handler, a main scorer. And I really believe in having at least one card on each line that can really handle the ball and be your main scorer. So that's why we're doing this. Now, if you wanted to start Ron Artest and T-Mac, definitely go ahead and do so. I'm just saying, I think these pairings need to stay together of Ron Artest and T-Mac and Luka and AK, because they got great balance of defense and offense. Like Ron Artest, one of the best defensive point guards in the game, and then T-Mac, one of the best offensive shooting guards. So I think you get really good balance between our two backcourts. I'm just going to be starting Luka and AK because I think they're slightly better than Ron Artest and T-Mac. But like I said, guys, Big Z is going to be our backup small forward. And for pretty much one reason and one reason only. He's a 7'3" small forward, 7'6" wingspan, and he just opens up the doors to run so many different lineups in the game. And then at our backup power forward position, I'm going to be going with a super cheap power forward in my team, and that's going to be Galaxy Opal Marc Gasol. He's now only down to about 10 to 15k, and he's still a really good power forward in my team. 7'1" at the 4, 7'4" wingspan, really good defender, 92 block, 92 perimeter, 98 interior defense. He's got some pretty good Hall of Fame defensive badges, and then still has that knockdown jump shot on very quick timing. So he's fast, he can defend, he could rebound, he could run the floor, he can knock down threes, and he's only about 10 to 15,000 MT. And then to round off the best value team in the game, at least a 10-man rotation, is going to be Dark Matter Ralph Sampson. I think Ralph Sampson and Marc Gasol in the front court is going to be a really good duo. Another great balance of offense and defense. Ralph's going to give us that amazing size off the bench though. 7'4" at the center position, 7'8" wingspan. He's still one of the best paint defenders in the game. This card, man, he just plays such good defense on the interior, and then he's also pretty quick, 85 speed and 85 acceleration. So I definitely think we have enough height off the bench with Big Z, Marc Gasol, and Ralph Sampson, where no matter the lineup we match against, I feel like we should be fine with our backup bench. Or yeah, I think we're pretty much fine height-wise with our bench. And then I'll also just throw out some other names here that I think are really good value cards that you could put in the lineup if you wanted to. A card like Josh Smith, a really good two-way small forward. Another really good two-way card in the game is going to be Andrew Wiggins. Super cheap, only about 30k now, 35,000 MT. If you don't want to spend the MT to go get a T-Mac, I think Wiggins can do a job, and same thing about AK. So Wiggins got to be here on the squad. And then just wanted to put another center card in case you can't afford a Kristaps. If you want to go for a Brook Lopez, you could easily do something like this, and you won't notice that big of a difference. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my best value team right now in my team. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.